did you move the door?
I didn't move the door.
Hey, where is my dog?
Don't I look a pretty picture today, folks? I must say the ambient lighting or lack of is doing my complexion really great wonders. And speaking of wonders, in Brazil it's the CCXP festival over the weekend. What is that, Kung Fu? It is basically the Brazilian version of Comic-Con in New York or San Diego. And I want to talk about this piece because I haven't really seen anybody talking about it, but apparently Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow, had a secret test screening over at the Warner Brothers lot. And I know, Kung Fu, why are you making this type of video? Because I like the geeky stuff. I geek out at things like this. And when it comes to Supergirl, well, you know, I've got my differing opinions about what this film might be like. I can already predict that I would probably prefer this to James Gunn's Superman from this year, which, let's face it, everybody has forgotten about already. But without further ado, folks, let's get into this video today, and I'll see you after these opening titles.
I can only imagine what it was like seeing yourself as Supergirl for the first time.
Really bizarre. Yeah.
Kung Fu Hot Dog came here to motorboat fun bags and kick ass, and he's all out of titties.
It's a f***ing video game.
Here we go from comicbookmovie.com. Supergirl First Reactions offers some brief insight into first DCU movie not directed by James Gunn, which is an absolute relief if you ask me. By the way, I do like this promotional poster where she's I presume she's having a frappuccino, perhaps. I mean, she's a Supergirl. She won't have to worry about building up cholesterol or getting sugar overload, so that's pretty cool. Following reports that an early screening of Supergirl recently took place on the WB lot, we have a handful of supposed reactions which, if legitimate, offer a better idea of what to expect from Josh Wilding. Test screenings are essential for a studio to gauge where they're going right and wrong with an upcoming movie. However, in this day and age, it's become more inevitable that at least one or more attendees will head straight to social media to share spoilers and reactions, because back in the day, folks, we're talking late 90s, early 2000s, I would go to the Warner Brothers building in, what's the place called again now? Off Wardour Street, which, if you don't know the West End of London, it's like the hub of media, TV, film production, music. And I was part of that. And occasionally, I would, through a friend of mine or through contacts I had, I would go to some private screenings, and then sometimes, not all of them, they'll give you a questionnaire to fill in, or they might ask you face to face, what did you like about the film? What could be done better? But to be honest, back in those days, I don't know if they would have had time to take negative feedback and contact the producer and director and say, you guys need to add this stuff in. I don't know. So we'll just carry on right here. Superman's entire plot leaked online. Yeah, the hashtag supershit, which was hilarious, before the movie's July release date, and we wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing happen with Supergirl. And by the way, when it comes to Supergirl, Sasha Calle, I quite liked her Supergirl from The Flash. They could have given her the traditional outfit like what Millie Alcock is wearing, but I thought she was pretty good. And it's a shame that we're not going to see her reprise that role anytime soon. So the studios are like, so Marvel Studios, it says here, is likely to be a little more careful with Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday, given the secrecy of their respective plots. Oh, I can guarantee that somebody in Marvel will spill the beans to a big YouTuber or a very big influencer. Back to Supergirl, and while test screenings with members of the public haven't yet taken place, because they won't, the trade recently confirmed that an early cut was shown to execs and selected people on the WB lot. Now, this is what grates my goat, because who are the select people? It's just other folks that work on the WB lot. It's not like a random stranger that you pull from the outside or someone like me that you invite who can critique a film and give you the highs and lows and the woes in the middle, right? But of course, that's never going to happen. So what they said here, an ex-user called Black Magic Man 90 claimed, I've heard from multiple people in SAG that Supergirl is amazing, not to be confused with the Amazing Spider-Man. Scooper and Daily Pooper, Daniel Richtman, already a red flag every time I hear this guy's name being mentioned in anything to do with geekdom, chimed in to reply, I've heard the same as well, that the movie's very good. So basically Richtman is basically riffing off somebody else's positivity and making out that, you know what, I heard the same thing and it's all true, we're all in synchronicity. For what it's worth, another ex-user, Deadman Boston B, added, I know someone who was at a test screening. He said it had a very positive reception and foresees the movie being very well received, which is an interesting statement to make because if I were at Warner Brothers, I would say to myself, well, we don't care if it's well received. How much moolah will it make at the box office? I think that's what they should be focusing their attention to, and how much money is going to be spent on marketing this vehicle. I'll be keeping a close eye on it because I want to see how this actually does. This certainly seems to bode well for the next chapter in the Superman saga, but given the creative team involved and the fact that James Gunn appears to be keeping a close eye on the project, starting with the casting of Millie Alcock, changes are we're in for a treat next summer. Well, we'll have to wait and see. The first trailer for Supergirl, now this is the part I'm actually excited about, folks, is expected to be released in a week or two, but I heard over a week and a half ago that and basically what that influencer was saying was that in 2 weeks time, which is roughly this weekend and this week, that we might get at Brazil CCXP a trailer for Supergirl. So people will be filming it on their cell phones and going immediately online and dropping it all over the place. So if I do see that and if I can react to it, I probably will. Because with Superman, when that Japanese trailer for the film dropped, WB did not go after anybody and copyright claim them. So the same thing could happen here, but I get it. It's not being released until July of 2026. So any early coverage until WB releases an official trailer, which I thought would have been this past Thanksgiving, but that did not happen. So I guess they're still working about it, or working on it, I should say. So David Krumholtz, great actor.
Don't worry. There's better for you. And it's right here. Come here. No, I wanted you for so long.
He's very happy to be part of the film and the next story of Krypton. So Krumholtz went on to say that everybody knows that Jason Momoa is playing Lobo in it. The Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Comic Plus Lobo. So he sounds very excited about Jason Momoa. To be honest, I mean, I've got an opinion about that at the end of this video. In Supergirl, she travels across the galaxy to celebrate her 21st birthday with Krypto, that effing superdog. Along the way, she meets a young woman named Ruth and winds up on a murderous quest for revenge. The cast includes, obviously, Eve Ridley as Ruth, Matthias Schnoartz, who, by the way, interesting about him because he has also, if the story is still there, yeah, here we are. Have a look at this quickly, folks. So this handsome young man from Belgium is going to be spending 6 months in jail for riding a motorcycle, his motorcycle, maybe somebody else's, without a license. So it means that his contractual duties to help promote Supergirl might be under threat. Unless he's a good boy and gets out in time and promises never to do that again, then that may happen. So that will be interesting. I don't think his sentencing is going to overshadow the publicity for this film. I don't think it's even worth talking about that. People do silly things off screen. I'd rather he actually got in trouble for that than anything more nefarious and god-awful. So that's absolutely fine by me. Anna Noguera is the script writer for this film, so her name might send you a few alarm bells ringing all over the place. And then you have people like Emily Beecham as Alora Nze and Ferdinand Kingsley as Elias Knoll. And that's all we have, folks, on this one. But what I find interesting about this, and I'll tell you what, if they drop a teaser, I'm looking forward to seeing that and breaking it apart piece by piece. But they're going to feature Lobo because obviously you can't just sell it on Supergirl alone. And I've been saying for years, why wasn't Jason Momoa cast as Lobo in the Zack Snyder universe of what he was trying to create? But I think now that he's got a second chance at doing this role, and Momoa has gone on record for saying he loves the character of Lobo. And again, his Arthur Curry is not my Arthur Curry. Justin Hartley from Smallville was my ideal Aquaman. So going back to this, I think people might end up talking more about Lobo than they will of Supergirl. So what they should do in terms of the actual trailer is to make sure that you get the counterbalance right between the antagonist and the protagonist, and hopefully that evens out the playing field. But that remains to be seen, folks. And on that one, if I were you, and if you were me, I will catch you catching me for the next video from the man of tomorrow that's yours truly, well, tomorrow.
They're definitely not holding against you. You becoming Supergirl. Fans are pumped. What are you excited to share with the fans about you being on the big screen as this character?
I just hope they like her. I don't know. I think that it's really exciting, and we haven't really had a standalone Supergirl film in a long time. So I just hope that they accept her in the DC family, and James Gunn taking over. It's kind of a new era for them. So it's exciting.